So how many people here have savings accounts? All right, Tristan, what percent are you getting on your savings account? You don't know. You should check. Laurent, how much are you getting? 0.3%, usually 0.2%, 0.3%, right? And that's good, because why would you put your money into a bank in a savings account? Well, we'll put aside the payments like cash and checking, things like that. Why would you put, Cassidy, why would you put your money in the bank versus stock? It's reliable, right? The FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, in commercial banks will insure every account you have for up to $250,000. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to get $250,000 should the bank default. What it means is you're insured up to $250,000 for every account. We know that, right? So you're getting security, but you're not going to get that long-term tremendous growth if you just put all your money in a bank. You need to invest. Now, I think inflation is about 1.8% right now. And you know inflation usually rises. The only way you're going to exceed inflation is if you invest in things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds. You're not going to make 0.3% or 0.2%, or even 1%. You have the ability to make a return on investment 5, 7, 10%. That's what your goal should be. And how does the rule go? The greater the risk, the greater the reward. Right? Nicely done. Okay. So you need to first develop your SMART goals. Second, get your financials in order. Understand balance sheets. Now, where I come from, we had balance sheets when I was managing $27 million for when I was at IBM. And I had all those statements that I had to focus on. I had a budget. I had to do cash flow. I had look at my net worth as well. I had a balance sheet, and I had to demonstrate that every year. Every quarter, I would look at it, right? Because I had staff, I had the fund, I had customers I had to support. You have the same thing for your personal effects, right? For your personal business, yourself. We did a cash flow first thing, right? What you should do you've got to understand what your financial situation is. Are you in debt? In other words, do you have a deficit? Is that a continuous trend? You've got to straighten that out first. You've got to understand where you sit. So what I had you do, and what most people should do, no matter the age, is take a look at what your spending patterns is and your income per month. So I had you do it for the month of February. Remember? I had you track your income and your expenses. A great thing is if you have steady income, a job, right, which a lot of you found out you needed, right? That's a good thing. That's golden, okay? And then expenses is also very important. So what I had you do is track your expenses. Income minus expense equals your net cash flow. If you don't have any surplus cash, you can't invest. Nor could you put enough money into the bank to cover yourself for emergency funds for 6 months to a year. Everybody agree? That's what we learned. So then I had you adjust the cash flow and just focus on that which you can depend on in terms of income, that which you need, this is where you have your needs, for expenses, get an adjusted cash flow. That's your first start at financial statement. And from there, you build your budget. Then I had you build a budget. And that budget set is, and you had a goal, right? If you found out you were in deficit, which means your income is less than your expenses, I had you come up with where you would want to work, what would the projected income be, right? And you can base a budget on that. What you did in your budget is you said, what's the income per month I can depend on? And in expenses, what do I need? So you might have expenses that are reoccurring. Your insurance for your car, your payments for your loans, right? And then I had you put in there what you need to fund your goals. And that is an expense in your budget. That's a good thing, right? Because what you're doing is putting money aside to get money into the bank, right? So we did all these statements, your cash flow, income minus expense, your budget, regulates how much you're going to spend on certain items so you can have additional cash that adds up to your goals, both short-term and long-term. That's a budget. And then your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities. Your assets should be greater than your liabilities. And by the way, when you start investing in stock, you're growing your assets, right? You can take that to the loan. You might need collateral when you're going to go for a loan later on in life. You know how to do a net worth statement. You bring those statements with you. You might be able to arrange a lower interest rate on that loan because you have enough assets to cover. That's important. in life, right? Okay, so you want to understand your financials and you want to get that under control. The best way to do it is track your statements month to month.